Hello and welcome. This is Trevor Keys, President and CEO of Bay Future Incorporated, your countywide economic development organization for all of Bay County, Michigan. And I'm here today to speak with Joel Strauss. Joel, you are the Health Director for the Bay County Health Department, and we're so happy to hear from you and to talk to you about what else? COVID-19, right?
Yeah. I can talk all day. Yes, that's right.
Well, we only have 10 or 15 minutes or so we won't make that an exercise of yours today. We know you're very busy, but we wanted to bring up trying to get some updates here today. How are we doing as it relates to numbers? We were just going through a most recent spike. What does that look like now? And then maybe we can talk a little bit about vaccines and where that's at right now too.
So as far as numbers go, we're definitely on a downward trend, and that's a good thing. It's not going down as fast as we want the numbers to go down. But we are definitely seeing decreases. And, we were at a high of about 100 cases a day about 3 weeks ago. And now we're, roughly about 30 to 40 cases per day. We need to get that much lower, obviously, but this is a hopeful trend, and I hope it continues. Now, the one thing that always trips us up is when we get to a major holiday. So we're hoping that by Memorial Day, we get enough people vaccinated and that we're still we get enough people vaccinated, we got people protected, and we also will have good mitigation measures in place so that people can enjoy their Memorial Day weekend outside and not spread the virus because we see a definitive spike after every holiday. But so our big emphasis, as you know, has been vaccinations, and we're doing very well on that. We've got about 52% of the population, of the adult population, are 16 and older that have received at least one dose of the vaccine. And the good news is with seniors, that number is well over 85%, and about 75% are fully vaccinated. So when we look at new numbers coming in every day of confirmed cases, the overwhelming majority are coming from persons under the age of 30. And so that's going to be one of our big targets in this next few weeks to come.
Is that the main difference that we're seeing from kind of the big spike we saw in October and November, and the spike that we're kind of seeing now, Joel? Is that demographic kind of change?
Yeah, definitely. When the and it really comes down to the demand for the vaccine. I think that it's the way that the vaccine works too, is that it's very effective. Most of we've got the highest percentage of seniors, and we had probably the highest demand, I would say, in the state of Michigan. It was pretty tough in the first couple of months because the supply was so limited. Now we've got ample supply, and while we've got ample supply, we need to get people to get the vaccine. And the numbers don't lie. I mean, the people that are getting sick are not the ones that are vaccinated, and so, we've got to do our best to go out and remind the residents and taxpayers of this county to go get vaccinated. It's the key thing that will get us out of this predicament that we're in.
And what is the county health department doing to help make vaccination clinics more accessible or easier to move forward on that push?
Well, one of the key things is that we try to work with a number of providers. We're not the only vaccine provider here in Bay County. You can go into pretty much any major grocery store, whether it's Kroger's, Meijer's, Walmart. You can go into Rite Aid, Walgreens, and there's a fair number of local primary care providers too that are providing the vaccine. But we've done a fair share. I think we've done well over 20,000 doses here in Bay County in and of itself. We normally had clinics during the daytime, whether it was on Tuesdays, Thursdays, or Saturdays at either the community center, Delta College, drive-through, or some place in the community. But now we're moving more towards evening clinics. We need to meet people where they're more available. I think we've got the lower hanging fruit with the population that could adjust their schedules, but there are a fair number of people that work during the day or they go to school and they're not available to get the vaccine. So we're shifting more towards evenings and weekends for vaccination clinics, and we're going to be really going out in the community and emphasizing the vaccines. Get the vaccines now while you can get it. The supply is very ample at this point in time, and the faster that we get people vaccinated, the sooner that we can get life back to normal.
Speaking of back to normal, it looks like the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services is putting forward a Michigan Vac to Normal campaign.
Yeah, it's play on words.
A little play on words there, right? But obviously the same focus is the focus that you have here at the health department, which is trying to get those that haven't been vaccinated out to get vaccinated with certain kind of steps that allow for certain things to occur. Can you talk a little bit about that and that initiative from the Department of Health and Human Services and
Sure.
what that looks like?
You know, for the last year, everybody in the state of Michigan has been dealing with either the lockdowns or the restrictions. And while those can be effective, they are not long-term sustainable strategies. People get tired of them very soon. You know, when the disease prevalence goes down in the community, people tend to forget about the problems that coronavirus occurs, and we kind of find ourselves in this continuing loop of increased cases. We go into more restrictions, and then we're open back up and continuing. And with vaccines, as I've mentioned before, is that's the way to get us back to normal. That will prevent people from, one, either A, getting sick, or two is it will does a really good job of preventing severe illness and hospitalization and death as well. And the numbers don't lie. I mean, it's like we've seen a number of cases recently with this spike, but most of those cases, the overwhelming majority are coming from people that are not fully vaccinated. We all want to go to the bar and have a drink again in a crowded room. The sooner we get people vaccinated, the sooner we can have that happen.
Yeah, isn't that the truth, right?
Yeah.
Where can people go to find more information about searching out how to get a vaccination if they haven't gotten one already?
Okay. I would first encourage people to go to the Bay County website. We're going to be updating that on a continual basis with vaccine locations throughout the county, not just the health department vaccination clinics, but other places you can go to. And I think just about virtually any place that you go to, I shouldn't say that. In many places, you can go without an appointment now. You don't have to register as it was in the first months of this when the vaccine supply was limited. So with our vaccine clinics, at least with the Bay County Health Department, while we encourage you to be registered and get an appointment, it's not necessary. You can either drive through if you're going to Delta College or walk up to one of our clinics, either here at the health department or at the community center, and come in and get vaccinated. I think you can do the same thing at Myers, and I believe that you can do the same thing in places like Kroger's and Walmart too.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So basically, it's anywhere that you need to go. You can go get a vaccination, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is there's no excuse not to get vaccinated anymore. The only reason that you wouldn't want to get vaccinated, obviously, is if you're sick with coronavirus yourself,
Sure,
or being quarantined as a result of that. But if you're thinking, well, I'll get it next week, or I'll get it on a Thursday, and that way, if I have any side effects, I can deal with it over the weekend. It's like, no, you should get it right away. Get it as soon as you can, because number one, you don't know if you're going to be quarantined.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you might find yourself in a bad situation where you were exposed or even come down with the virus. But you know, the other part of that is that the sooner you get vaccinated, and the sooner you get fully vaccinated, the sooner you are exempt from quarantine, and the sooner that you are free from more severe illness at all.
What can businesses or what can employers do to help incent or encourage their workforce to getting the vaccine, or how can they work with the health department maybe to help to encourage that?
Well, we've worked with a variety of businesses, and they've done a whole plethora of incentives, all the way from providing extra days off or even some cash incentives to their employees. They've also had some incentives about kind of being more liberal with the schedule. So if we couldn't go on site, they could get their employees to come to one of our clinics. Obviously, the first thing is to know the value of the vaccines and promote the value of the vaccines to your workforce. The second thing is to provide some sort of incentives, and then we can work with a local business, and we can either come out on site if it's the right thing to do, if there's enough room and there's enough demand out there, or we can provide vaccine opportunities, or we do normally provide vaccine opportunities throughout the weeks. So, and like I said before, we're moving to more of a nights and weekends approach here. So it's not a thing of, I can't make it anymore. Their schedule doesn't fit my schedule. Take a look at our schedule, see if it works for that. Then also take a look at Meijer's and Kroger's and Walmart, or even call your local doctor, see if they've got the vaccine. Don't delay. Try to get the vaccine as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's a great message, Joel. For additional information, should they go to the county's website?
Yeah, go to the county website. We'll give the address pretty soon, but you can also on the top banner of the county website and the homepage there's the COVID-19 link, and you can link onto that, and that's got all the information about vaccines. But you can go to www.baycounty-mi.gov /COVID, and that will give you all the information that you need,
as well as the dashboard and keeping up to date with how well the other providers in the Bay County Health Department are doing on vaccine distribution too, as well, right? Which is great. Well, Joel, thank you so much. We really appreciate the time. Everyone out there that's listening, we encourage you to go out and get your vaccinations. If there's any questions, Joel, you're available as well. Your contact information is on the website that you just gave. And those employers that are interested, please reach out to either the Bay County Health Department or Bay Future at 989-892-1400, or contact us via our website as well, www.bayfuture.com. Joel, it's always a pleasure. Thanks so much. Looking forward to cheersing the end of this attempt and in a crowded bar and having a beer with you soon, my friend.
Thank you very much, Trevor.